Hey everybody, it is Kulipup here. Oh gosh, I have started to sit too much on my on my ankle, so I'm going to be very, very good and just do it this way. Hopefully we'll... Hello everybody, hi. Welcome my dears, welcome. Okay, so we are going to wait just a hot quick minute there. Thanks for joining me. Come on in, come on in. Let's get everything kind of going here and see where we are. So, today's topic, I'm going to be doing 2 lives today. Today's topic right now, we are talking about spirit animals, okay? Hi Susan, sweetheart. Hi Gina, my dear. Oh, everybody's coming on board. It's lovely to see everybody. I know last week I was like only dotting here, there, and everywhere. Oh, Luke Houst, it's wonderful to see you, sweetheart. You know, like last week I had some really intense inner work that I had to do. And I mean dredging up a lot of suppressed memories or so forth to clear everything out. So I was non-existent for a little while. Hi Tima, sweetheart. And, you know, so I apologize for, well, I can't apologize for that because it was my own development that needed to happen. But I am happy. Thank you very much for your patience with me. So, what we are doing today is we are talking all about spirit animals. Hello, Luke Houst. Oh, you are a wonderful woman. Goodness. Susan, are you going to tell us what our animals are? I'm not going to tell you exactly what your animals are, but what I will do is I'm going to tell you how to identify them. Okay? And it's really going to help you because especially when you are an understanding of what your spirit animal is or how you vibrate with them, when you get to the point where you can meet yourself as your spirit animal, you'll totally understand what I mean. Charmaine, hello, sweetheart. Astrid, sending love to Evan. Wonderful. That is beautiful. Rootless, hi, Kulipup. Hope you're doing great. I am doing much better. Thank you so much, my sweetheart. Hello, Beta, sweetheart. Welcome. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so let's start then. Now, there's 2 different concepts that we need to understand when it comes to our spirit animals and so forth. Now, a lot of individuals, at first, they believe that their spirit animal is completely separate from them. That it is literally, a lot of people believe that, you know, that there's... Sorry about that, I'm going to get a lot of calls coming through, but I'm going to just stay with me here. So yeah, a lot of people believe that their spirit animals are completely separate from them. How many, like, hands up or give me a smiley face or a thumbs up or something, how many times have you heard an individual speak about their spirit animal as if their spirit animal was their ancestor? Or maybe who came to them in a something different, or, you know, things like that, right? How many people have experienced it? Susan, would I be correct in saying that they can change? Yes. Well, sort of. Yes and no. You can kind of. Okay, so here's the biggest trick. Here's the thing, right? Your spirit animal is you. Your spirit animal is you. Your spirit animal is literally your higher consciousness. All right? Now, I want you to think, Susan, Bitka, can you have more than one? You can definitely have more than one spirit animal around you, but you only have one. And I'll kind of, and hey, Meitja, I hope that right. Hi, sweetheart. So I'm hoping I'm going to explain it because it's a little bit complicated, right? So, for example, I'll give you myself as an example here. Now, I am my spirit animal, or who I am as a spirit animal, is a really huge, massive white lion. Okay? I mean like a really, really big, huge freaking white lion. And that is who my spirit animal is. But my spirit animal is also me. Okay? Now, how do I explain this a little bit better? All right? So, your spirit, your higher consciousness yourself. Now, many of you have seen me if you meditate and you request my presence to you, you will see me, okay? You will see me as either a very, very large white glowing light. I will either be shapeless, or perhaps I will come to you and I will look much the same as I do now, possibly with longer flowy hair. You know, or I can come to you in male form, right? Either way, however I come to you as Kulipup, my energy feels very much so the same. However, I can also come to you in my animal form, which you will see a really big white lion. All right? Some of you may have been visited by a very large white lion, right? That's Kulipup coming to see you, okay? Now, why am I a really big white lion? Well, for one, it goes with my birth date, or my birth kind of cycle, which I'm a Leo, okay? I was born in the 7th cycle, so I'm a Leo. Leos are naturally, like, we are a lion, the sign is a lion. Lipup, for example, he's a Sagittarius. His spirit animal, or the form he takes when he is in animal form, is this massive freaking centaur. All right, he's got beautiful brown fur. I guess you could say, like horses kind of fur. His hooves are huge. You can literally hear them clip-clopping as we are walking at times, because he's walking by himself in his spirit form. And he's massive, and he's got a huge staff and everything like that. But me, I'm a huge white lion, right? So why do we come in this form? So one, my cycle is a lion. I'm a Leo. Okay, so I naturally take towards a cat. Okay, because we vibrate on the same level. Now, Susan, I was told I'm a raven. Susan, this is very, very, because, you know, the information giver in me wants to be like, yes, I want to tell you everything. But the teacher in me is just like, no, I won't tell you what you are, because you need to discover this for yourself, because it's an amazing discovery as you discover it. So I'm going to point you in the direction to look, Susan, and I'm going to follow through on my teacher's feelings. Let's have a look here. Carlo, you beautiful woman. Oh, thank you very much. I try to take care of my skin and drink a lot of water. Beta, I have been seeing Siberian tiger's face right in front of my eyes, like eye to eye. I figure that's my spirit animal. I'm not going to say anything, Beta, but I want you to hear this part out. And then I want you to kind of maybe get your pendulum out, right? Maybe go take a meditation and try to seek the confirmation for that answer. Because like I say, again, that is very interesting, isn't it? But anyway, so let me say, or let me continue. Now, the reason why I am a huge white lion, again, is because of my cycle. However, my personality, my energy, my frequency vibrates at the same level or very similarly to a cat. For example, cats are inquisitive, curious. You know, curiosity killed the cat, right? Cats are curious. Cats can also be a little bit lazy. Cats do whatever the hell they want to do. The cats do not like to be governed by anybody. They're incredibly fierce when they need to be. However, they are very cuddly and affectionate when they need to be at the same time. And don't get me wrong, I know everybody's got their own kind of cat. Some don't like to be cuddled. But literally, though, I vibrate so very, very hard with a cat. So that is who I become when I want to go into animal form. All right? And because you have to think, we are not only here as individuals in human form. When we astral project, we will then, and if we feel more animalistic, or if we want that kind of, if we want to get in touch with our animal side, our nature in that sense, because I vibrate very similarly with a cat, I immediately go into a massive white lion. All right? So, Beta, for example, your spirit, you vibrate on a very similar level. Like, we are both cognizant individuals, Horiant individuals, empathic and sentient. We have a lot of the same abilities, right? That come very strongly. We are both healers in this sense. So I am not very surprised that you have a Siberian tiger that is close to you, right? So I want you to think about that a little bit more. Nancy, how do we find out what spirit animal we are? Okay. And Charmaine, I was told I have a draft horse and a fluffy white cat. Very wonderful. So again, how do we find out what spirit animal we are? Well, there's a couple of ways you can kind of look at this. You can either definitely look at your star sign, okay? If your star sign is representing of an animal, that is going to be very, very close to that. If your star sign does not represent an animal, okay, then what I want you to do is, preferably, I want you to meditate, all right? Being silent. Be silent in your mind and focus on your heart. And your heart will literally, and with the intention of, I want to know what animal I vibrate closest with. Sit with yourself, ask that question, make that intention, and see what visions come to you. See what feelings come to you. Because it will be there. It will be there. They are literally, your guide is literally sitting on their toes going, okay, all right, they're meditating. All right, I'm going to give them the vision now. Right? And they're going to send it through to you. All right? So meditation is definitely one of the best ways to go. I want you to also think, what animals do you take to? Do you vibe with? You know, just, I want you to think about that. Right? I am not necessarily a hamster person. You know, I'm not a hamster person. So I don't vibe at the same time with hamsters. I have a cat though. I vibe super, super, super awesome with a cat. Okay. Let's have a look here. Pamela, star sign don't match me, never has. Don't worry. Luke Houst, I know what you are, Luke Houst, because to be honest with you, you walk beside me as Lip and I go for a walk. I will literally, like you and Lupe, I'll see you guys walk beside me, and I'm like, this is so cool. So I know what you are there, Luke House, and I'm not surprised. If your star sign does not resonate with your spirit animal, like I say, that's a really good indication, your star sign. Again, go for meditation. Go for meditation and ask the question, silence your mind. All right? Number 3, of course, is see what kind of animal you vibe with in the material. All right? See what kind of animal you vibe with in the material. Right? Again, your energy will attract what it is that you are very in tune with. Okay? So I want you to do that as well. What is another way you could kind of look into this? I also want you to kind of think, what is your purpose? Why is it you want to know who your what your spirit animal is? Right? Why do you want to know this information? How are you going to use this information? Now, I'll tell you what one of the reasons why I not wanted to know as well, but it was kind of shown to me anyway, because one of the very first times I astral projected, I was literally on Kulipup when we were still in the ethereal a lot. He was helping me with my clairvoyancy. And what he did was he took me to a very, very large, like we were on the cap of a snow, I don't know, it could have been the Alps, I don't know. He was actually in human form, dressed in kind of like a just snowsuit or whatever, and he was building a snowman, and he's like, hey Clip, how you doing? And I was just like, is this real? What is this? And I went like this to kind of just, you know, and basically I knocked him over, and he got up, he's like, what the hell is that for? But the thing is, when I knocked him over, it was a really big white paw that I just saw come out and just go, oh, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry. Then I'm like, what the shit? Why do I have a big white paw? So that's how it was kind of revealed to me. But one of the reasons why I actively wanted to know what my spirit animal was because when I was doing inner work, one of the things I needed to overcome was a fear of large animals, of claws, of talons. You know, like if you were to be face on face with an animal that it, like, if I was in front of a bear right now, for example, sorry, my kiddos are cleaning. If I was in front of a bear right now, my whole body, if I was in front of a bear right now, and that grizzly bear came to me or something like that, tell me who would not be scared shitless, right? Because you're just like, oh. So when I embody my spirit animal, when I know that I am this humongous, white, majestic lion, I embody that energy, and it helps me to connect with the animal kingdom, right? So instead of me viewing myself or feeling the energy of myself as a human, my energy that can then be depicted as that of, I'm a big freaking white lion. There is no reason for me to be scared of a grizzly bear or scared of a bear in front of me in the physical, because my energy is depicted that of matching with that animal right there, right? There's a certain level of respect and understanding when we are with our animal presence, right? Especially when we are going out in nature. So that was one of my reasons why I wanted to connect with my own energy within my animal form, so that I could connect more deeply with nature when I go out there. So that no matter where I am, I'll give it to you this way. You know how in the Bible, and again, I'm not religious here, but you know how in the Bible, when it said the kingdom on earth, I believe it is the Jehovah's Witnesses, believe this one, where when the kingdom comes to earth, man and beast will walk together. You know, you'll be riding a lion, you'll be doing this. Well, it is because we are embodying. I am in the process of embodying my own spirit animal's energy, so that when I am in the face of a real lion, I have no fear, because I am one of them. When I am in the face of another animal, I have no fear, because I am part of the animal kingdom at the same time. It is that connection that we have. Okay. Nancy, I don't feel like I'm a Scorpion. Don't worry. So again, if the star sign doesn't work, shift. Shift. Susan, horses, dogs, and cats. Yep. The first spirit, Astrid, you say, the first spirit animal I met while journeying into the upper world is a beautiful, peaceful, wise, patient whale. In the middle world, my protector is a tiger. For my drum, it's a wolf. For my divine rods, a cute little coca. Beautiful. Susan, yes, I don't feel I'm a goat. I don't want you to give these things up, okay? I don't want you to close your mind off. You know, Susan, you say, I don't feel I'm a goat. Well, I want you to kind of, your animal is a goat for a reason, okay? I want you to try to see what it is about a goat. Don't look at what a goat has done in servitude. You know, what is the strength of a goat? What is the characteristics? And you may find that it's very similar, right? Because again, when you embody the vibration of the animal that takes mostly to you, that is a part of your own energy, you find that your connection to the animal kingdom literally heightens, right? Nancy, Black Panthers and dogs. Ooh, cats, lots of cats. Hello, Helen, sweetheart. Susan, can your spirit animal protect you? That is a wonderful question, Susan. Wonderful question. Your spirit animal can protect you in a certain way. Like, for example, if I'm, well, your spirit animal protects you as much as you are able to embody your spirit animal, okay? So like I say, if I'm walking through the jungle, or if I'm walking through the plains of the Calamari, or the safari or something, and I come across lions, if I'm embodying the strength of my spirit animal in that time, where I know I am this huge white lion, I need to envelop that energy. I need to walk amongst these lions as if I am a white lion in form, because my energy says I'm a white lion. So my protection from that with that energy is basically when I'm walking through this den of lions, they recognize me as a lion. All right? They recognize me as a lion, so they do not look to attack me. They recognize me as their own, even though I have skinny arms and legs, no fur, and definitely no claws. But it doesn't matter, because my energy is saying, no, I'm a lion, because that is my animal, right? That is what I resonate with. So with yourself, Susan, I would look into the characteristics of the goat. I would, again. And I would look into the characteristics of the animals that you are attuned to. You know, I know you've got dogs, Susan, and you've been a breeder for, you know, how many years. You vibrate very well with dogs. So perhaps I want you to look into the characteristics. What do dogs represent, right? And how does that make you feel, right? Does it represent your own personality? Do you bond well with this animal? And if so, can you literally take on board that animal spirit, right? Because we take on board our higher spirits, the spirit of our higher selves all the time. I took on board the spirit of my higher self, and now I am my spirit, right? I speak to you today from the ethereal, because that is who I am. So I can speak to you now and channel to you as a higher frequency interdimensional being in human form. However, when I want to go out and I want to speak to the animals, when I want to speak to my cat Shayla or Haskatomba, when I want to walk through the rainforest, I'm not going to be a human walking through a rainforest. No, I'm going to be a white lion walking through the rainforest. So every other animal best respect what's happening when I'm walking through, and know that I am not there to harm. Hello, Monique. Hi, Mary, sweetheart. Mary, what is my spirit animal? I'm not telling you what your spirit animal is today, my sweetheart, but I'm telling you the importance of recognizing them, how you can kind of look to recognize your own animal, and how you can embody that. Rupal, hello, sweetie. I am a Capricorn sun sign, but I am being told my spirit animal is a cobra and a horse. Ooh. Snakes. Oh, snakes are magical. Snakes are development. Snakes are beautiful. So if you have a snake, I'm not, that's not bad. All right. Dennis, hard heeb? No clue what that is. Hard heeb. Oh, hard head. Okay, thank you. I was like, what's a heeb? Hard head, stubborn, won't stop fighting for something or someone. I'm a Capricorn too, bless you. A rootless. I am a Leo too. I had a very vivid dream of 3 snow leopards a while back. Since then, I've connected a lot with it, trying to find meaning behind it. Yeah, lots of lions, lots of cats, right? Helen, well, I'm a Virgo. I'm definitely not a virgin. Well, don't worry about that one. Don't worry about that. Helen, again, if you're not connecting with that, you're not a virgin lady. Well, no, Virgos, the thing is, though, again, look beyond what the star sign is. And again, okay, Helen, you're a Virgo. You're a virgin. What does that virgin represent? Like literally a lot of Virgos, and you are a powerful empath, and I'm not surprised that you are so in tune with animals, because literally Virgos are super open with pretty much all, right, animals. So you're kind of like the one-stop hub where you can be a chameleon and go anywhere you want, right? So I vibrate very, very well with a white lion. So that's like kind of my go-to on everything. It's more difficult for me if I wanted to be a fish, or I wanted to be a horse, or if I wanted to be anything else, right? Because like literally when I go into this energy, I'm a cat. However, Helen, you're a Virgo. You can go into anything, right? Go into, if you are in nature and let's say you're a lizard, you see a very beautiful, colorful lizard and you're like, wow, this is wonderful. Let me embody the spirit of a lizard instead. You can jump. So again, look beyond things. Okay. Monique, Native Americans were very good with knowing their spirit animals. Or they are very good at, definitely. And again, to uncover this, to uncover what your spirit animal is, you just need to simply know yourself. When you know yourself, or how you discover yourself, is through being silent and understanding who you are, just listening and being with yourself without distraction, right? You really, really want to know what your spirit animal is? Turn your phone off. Turn this live off if you want to. Turn off social media. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Turn off the TV. And just literally sit with yourself. Ask the question and listen to discover. That is what a lot of Native American or indigenous individuals would definitely do. How many times would they sit with themselves? That was such an important thing, such an important part of culture, was to understand and develop yourself, right? It was open. Okay. Lucas, Pamela, you say, hell yeah, meditation, I will try. I've seen a cheetah. Her name was Grace. I didn't feel like she was me. Felt like she was hanging out with my spirit animal, also a huge bird with a huge wingspan. I will say this. Lucaust, Pamela, Lucaust. Lupe is literally with you all the time. Lupe is a beautiful lynx. Because I thought Lupe was a cheetah or a leopard when I first started, but no, he's a lynx. And you're saying you have a beautiful, like, a spirit animal with a huge wingspan. My sweetheart, you have a massive wingspan. So I'm just saying, I'm going to just drop those hints on there. Yeah, Helen, isn't it cool? Like, literally, look into these things a little bit more, right? Your star sign really has a lot of information for you. Okay, Molly, you say, I work with animals for a living and I have a rescue. My spirit animal is a crow. Wonderful, right? If that's what you vibe with, look at the characteristics of a crow. See how it makes you feel. Right, Dennis, I think I changed the last one, was a bird that I did the video of that came to me. Now, wonderful, Dennis, though. I want you to think, though, our spirit animals, again, what your spirit animal is specifically is, of course, what you vibrate with specifically, as I mentioned there. You can have loads of different animals come to you, too. And those are all of your spirit guides, your friends, you know. You could be for example, Molly, you're a crow. However, you may have a white lion next to you, because that's me coming in and be like, yo, what's up? You know, you can see a bunch of different animals, right? But who you are, who your spirit animal is, that's who's going to resonate with you a lot, all right? So that's the first part of your spirit animal, and what you can do and how they guide you. So your spirit animal, and again, how your guide guides you through being an animal. Well, sometimes you will literally resonate with an animalistic energy more so than you will a human one, right? So, for example, Helen, sorry, I'm gonna pick on you and I'm gonna use you as an example. So Helen, being an individual who is very, very in tune with her empathy and vibes really, really hard with animals, right? If I'm her spirit guide, I'm gonna come to Helen more so as an animal, because I know whatever I'm trying to communicate with her, she's going to be more open to receiving it because I'm in my animal form. Because that's my whole goal. My goal is to get my message across as a spirit guide. Again, my goal is to get my message across. However you are going to accept that message is how I'm going to give that message, right? So I'm going to hit Helen with a bunch of animals, a lot of animal energy to make her feel good, to make her feel with an understanding, and to hit parts of her heart, right? Because I know if I came to Helen in a human form, she wouldn't take it on as quickly or as easily, or there would be more apprehension there, right? And this is with like so many individuals, because you got to think, the world, humans have acted like cancer on this world, on this earth. And so many of the individuals who are out there who are like light workers, who are getting more in tune with themselves, we have to remember animals vibrate on the frequency of love. So a lot of individuals will connect more so with their animals, with that animal energy, right? Phyllis, hi. Hi, sweetheart. So that's kind of what I want you to kind of think about, right? Sometimes your guide will literally come to you as the animal forms that they're in, because it's how you are going to be open. Your heart is just open that way. But if you request them to, they will come in different forms too. All right? They will totally come in different forms too. So that's really your spirit guide, right? And they're going to guide you however way they need to do so. And you're going to have guides from other individuals as well. Now, let's look at our animal counterparts though. Because I have my... I'm going to try this here. I have my beautiful, cute little Haskatomba here, or my Shayla, as we'd like to call her as well. So, how does, or what is the purpose of your pet as well? Now, I personally, again, when it comes to the physical animals, I don't look at Haskatomba, or I don't look at Shayla as my pet. I look at her as my companion, who is free to be here with me if she wants to. However, if one day she chooses not to be here with me, she is free to be wherever she wants to be. All right? I don't put a collar on her. She goes in and outside the house however she wants to, like, you know, whenever she wants to. And I'm very grateful that she comes back for snuggles. Right? So, firstly, I'd like to point that out. Now, let's look at pets, okay? I'm going to say pets because everybody is that's how everybody kind of knows the animal that stays with you in your home, if anything. Now, Monique, you say, I'm so bad with pets because I set them all free. Right, though? Me too. I can't keep an animal because I don't want to be kept. I have such a strong distaste for servitude and for slavery and for any of that. And I don't want that for myself, so I never impose that upon an animal. Nor do I support that industry because I don't buy meat, which, you know, inhibits the servitude of animals for their meat and everything like that. Because I'm like, by the way, that is consent. So I'm just going to put that out there. When you consent to the servitude, to the entrapment of an animal, when you consent to the consumption of meat of that animal, you are actually consenting to the entrapment of yourself and the consumption of yourself. Yeah. It's this whole entire game of life is based all upon consent. And every time you eat meat, every time you go to SeaWorld, every time you go to a zoo, every time you have pets that you will not free, or they are not allowed to be free and be who they are, you are literally consenting to that being done to you. Hence the reason why so many people are enslaved. They are trapped. They are used for food. They are eaten as well by bacteria, disease, flesh-eating bacteria and everything like that. And again, it's because once you put this into your body, once you purchase this, once you do this, you are consenting to the whole system that comes on thereafter. Monique, you say, you are saying it's okay by doing so. Exactly. Exactly. And I don't care how many people, I know I'm going to be, this sounds a little preachy here, but I don't care how many people want to say, oh, I love animals. If you are picking up some chicken, if you are picking up some steak, it's contradictory, right? You are being a hypocrite. Because at the same time, if somebody said, I love children, I have a daycare, you know, I keep the, like, I love children so much, but then they literally go home and go like, hey, do we have any baby feet left? Going to the freezer and they fry up some baby fingers or baby feet. You would look at them and just be like, I am appalled. You are a cannibal. This is disgusting. You cannot say you love children when you literally eat them. Right? Anyway, that was my little rant there. My little rant. But anyway. So, How do your animal companions, what do they do? Well, firstly, I want everybody to know that if you have a very deep bond with an animal companion, whether that be a dog, a cat, a giraffe, you know, a lion, a bear, a tiger, it doesn't matter. Whatever animal that you have as a companion, they were sent to you. They were meant for you. Okay. This is why we have so many people. And sorry, when I say that they were meant for you, I mean their creation, their materialization, their manifestation within this game of life was to help you out in this way, shape, or form. Now, they are there to teach you some sort of lesson or guide you in some sort of way. There are many, many animals that are there to open you up and show you love. Show you, reach parts of your heart that will touch where humans cannot touch. Right? They bring a certain amount of peace, because you have to remember, animals vibrate on the same level of love. They vibrate on the frequency of love. So when you are giving an animal love, they will vibrate that back to you. So you know how people get like a rose crystal? Because they're like, oh, I'm trying to stay within my love frequency, right? Your animal, your pet, your companion can do the same thing for you. They can keep you on the frequency of love if that is what you are showing that animal. Don't get me wrong. If you show an animal hate, fear, suffering, abuse, that animal will then be reprogrammed to give such hate, fear, suffering, and abuse. All right? They will do the same thing because they will be programmed to do so. However, if you show that animal love, you will gain a bond, and they will help keep you on a frequency of love as well. Now, here's another interesting fact that you may not have known about your animal companions. When you develop a bond with an animal, they actually record your script, the manifestations that you make, and everything. They record it, and it brings it back to the ethereal. So let's have a look here. Lucas, you say animals heal through empathy. Why you relate to them? Exactly. It gets us in touch with our empathy, right? Wonderful point there, Lucas. Because at the end of the day, again, this is how they vibrate, right? Vibrate on love. It triggers our own empathy and brings us back there. Susan, I had a horse for 7 years. He would follow me everywhere. I could ride him without a saddle and bridle, and would work for me. From my voice, it was amazing, the love we had for each other and trust. Oh, that's wonderful. Amber, here, sorry, I'm like, oh, don't worry about that, sweetheart. You can always watch a little bit later. But welcome. But going with this, though, for example, Haskatomba, in the ethereal, Shayla, my cat's name is Haskatomba. That is what her vibrational frequency is. What she does is she transmits information from the material world to the ethereal world. Right? So it's very, very cool. So for example, what do I actually mean when I say she transmits information from the material to the ethereal? Well, you know the Akashic records? How so many people love to go to the Akashic records? These are the little USB sticks. That's the best way I like to explain it, right? Literally your pet, or the animal that you have gotten a bond with for yourself, Susan, whilst you had this beautiful horse that you had for 7 years, because you made a bond, every time you were with that horse, that information that gained, so your thoughts, your actions, what you were doing, the energy, the information within that energy, was literally recorded through them and transferred back to the ethereal, where that information is now complete within the energy, right? So again, they are like a USB stick. Haskatomba or Shayla is sitting with me right here, so it's kind of like the USB stick is in the computer, right? Now, as I'm talking, as I'm feeling emotions, as I'm manifesting, as I'm putting my requests out there to the universe, as I'm doing all of these things, she's literally recording it back in. Now, when her data or her memory bank gets full, she switches. She goes into the ethereal, deposits the information, and then comes back and records more. Right? how this was very interesting for me, because when I raised in my frequency, so Arutless, are animals source fractals too? No, they are not. Animals are not source fractals. They are programs. They are programs within this game of life. Beautiful programs, but they are still programs. The reason why an animal in this material form is not a source fractal is simply because the consciousness is not large enough to fit what a source fractal is capable of doing, right? So I want you to think of, it's like being an adult trapped in a baby's body, right? Think of being a complete and utter adult. Think of you right now with your ability, sorry about that. So think of your ability to literally process information. You know how to make yourself a cup of tea. You know you don't like sitting in poop. You know you want to go skydiving. You want to experience all this cool stuff. Now imagine place your mind into the body of a newborn baby. Your muscles aren't strong enough. You can't walk. You can't get up, right? You can't communicate because all that comes out, your voice box isn't developed enough. All that comes out is, right? It's because you're not developed enough. Now, as humans, we do develop, our bodies grow and our minds expand so that we can finally grow up to be adults and understand and experience life. However, now if you can imagine, you're no longer in the body of a baby with this mind. You're now in the body of an animal. But now you can't even speak the way you want to speak. You know how to build a rocket, but you have pause, right? It leads to a limited amount of experience. And that's not what we're here for as source fractals. We're here to have the broadest, most fulfilling experience we possibly can in this matrix game of life so that we can learn and develop more. So that's the reason why we can't be physical animals. I know a lot of people are just like, I came back as a bird, or my ancestors were bears, or like whatever we were. I'm telling you now, you did not. I can guarantee you this, because it is literally the same way that your soul cannot be the wind. Your soul, you need a DNA contract as a source fractal, and the only way you're going to get that DNA contract is if you are within a human body. Because the only way for a source fractal to be able to enter into this game in the first place is through the womb of a female human woman. Alright? Anything else cannot birth a source fractal within this game of life. Alright? So that is one of the reasons why there. But anyway, so your canine companions, or your feline companions, your canine companions, your hooved companions, any kind of companion that you have, I want you to know that they are literally transmitting information from the ethereal to the material. Now it's funny though, each time they do this, your timelines can change. And it was very funny because for a few days last week, Shayla, my cat, was just like, she was always looking behind my shoulders, kind of like what's going on, and kind of running all over the house, because when cats go a little crazy like that. And I was just like, what is going on with Haskatoba? And of course, what the issue was, when I spoke to my heart and I spoke to those around me, is it's like, she keeps flipping your timelines. And I'm like, why? It's like, because she keeps going in and out of the ethereal. Every time she does it, she comes back, a timeline switches. And so Luke Halston, Lupe, and Sloan, who's with me as well, and the ones around me, they were just like, she's getting annoying. And I'm like, oh. So that's where I learned, even at this point, I'm like, because I was raising frequency so quickly, her database was filling up, really, her USB stick was filling up quickly, so she had to continuously go in and out, in and out, in and out to deposit information. And that was getting Luke Halston, Lupe, they were just getting annoyed. So they kind of gave her dirty looks. Just kind of like, Shayla, Haskatomba, and so she was kind of like, no. But anyway. So that's what they're doing. And I want you to understand as well, when your when your companions are transmitting this information, when they're recording this information to go back into the Akashic records, to go back into the universal energy, what energy do you want recorded? Right? Just think about that. What is the energy that you want recorded and to be taken back to the Akashic records? Because now that I'm totally aware of it, I'm like, what is it that I want recorded in my game of life? So I ensure to myself that I am not recording anything that causes pain, suffering to myself or to others. You know, I make sure that whatever I'm recording, whatever I'm giving Haska Katomba to take back, is going to be nothing of fear, pain, and suffering, but only of love, light, happiness, joy, and peace. Because once that energy goes back in there, I don't want to have to revisit it if it was negative. Because if it was negative energy and now it's put throughout into the ethereal, then that's going to be something that I got to go back in there later to clear it out. And I'm like, who wants that crap? I am just going to make sure right now that everything is wonderful. So Molly, this is weird, but as far back as I remember, I was an adult. I never felt like a child and saw the spiritual pettiness in people, but it was knowledge in my mind, but I didn't know how to express it, but was completely aware of it. What does that mean? Molly, that means that you are a... Sorry, Molly. I'm going to give information in a broad way because, again, I'm not doing a reading. I'm not going to give anybody a specific reading, because if I give one person a specific reading or answer, that means I have to give everybody a specific reading or answer. So it's one of those kinds of things where I'm like, I know I can't give everybody an answer, so I'm going to give it a bit broad there. But Molly, I know how you feel, okay? And one of the things with that is, and I know how you feel because I've felt like you. I felt like that. And it's being an old soul, I guess you can say. Well, I'm a very ancient soul, you know, older than bloody time itself. Yeah, Luke House, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you for the thumbs up there. But literally, when we incarnate into this world, as we are children, we still have a mass amount of energy. We are still connected to ourselves, because as children, we tend to follow our hearts until we reach a certain age. You got to think, a 2-year-old doesn't go, I wonder what's going to happen if I go tip my juice bottle down over there. They're gonna do it so that they can watch the juice fall down the sides because it's interesting. Because their heart's just like, yeah, let's do that. Let's push it over, right? They do whatever the hell they want to do. So kids are a lot more open. That's why kids can see into the ethereal and be connected to their empathy spiritually. You know, they see their guides all the time, or they see their spirit animals all the time, right? Because they're so connected. Now, if you are like me, or Molly, or if you're like a lot of people who are like Molly, sometimes if we are a very powerful spirit or a very deep spirit, very old spirit, our energy basically, we come into this world and we remember a little bit more, or our energy does. So when I was growing up, I was a very reclusive child. Now don't get me wrong, I suffered a mad amount of trauma as a child. A lot of child abuse, a lot of manipulation, a lot of all those kinds of things, right? So I was reclusive anyway because of that. Because I went inside myself for protection a lot. But I know what you mean. I felt people's emotions. I felt what it was, and I took a very grown-up, logical route in a lot of ways. That is up to your base abilities as well. Okay, so for example, Molly, I am a seer, so I see the truth in people's hearts. I'm a cognizant individual, so I have clear inner knowing, meaning that information is just fed to me, right? And I can process information in a certain way that is of a logical way as well. But not only that, I'm an empath and I'm sentient too. So not only do I see the truth in your heart, I can process the information to understand that truth in your heart and I'm empathic, so I can feel your emotions and I can understand you. So even as me as a child, I could look at the world and just be like, I don't like you. You have a question and the information gets poured to me, so I'm going to speak it. Right? It came out pretty damn blunt, I'm not going to lie. But the way it came out had an air of maturity about it as well. So I was viewed in certain ways. So I definitely know exactly what you're talking about. So what I'm going to say though, Molly, is, and for anybody who is resonating with Molly, you know, Monique, you get that too, right? So when you are there, I want you to think, try not to think of it as weird. Try to think of it as, this is a part of you, a part of your deep inner core of your being, of your energy, of who you are, of your vibration. So if you want to understand why you had these feelings, why you had these specific memories, why you had this interaction with your energy, why you were more mature than others, or like you saw things differently, go back to yourself. All right, go back to your heart and just be like, who am I? Because when you discover that, when you discover who you are, sorry, Haskatomba or Shayla is scratching now. When you discover who you are, you will discover why you behaved the way you did. Now, not only that, but you discover why you behaved the way you did, and then you discover what characteristics that behavior has towards your purpose now, towards who you are now, what you should be doing to gain fulfillment and joy, all right? And to find your way and to find your path, because it's going to be really interesting. Okay, so yes, you as well, Helen. Wonderful. This is it, you guys. We've all got to really start looking inside here now. Right? I know I'm drifting a little bit, and I'm gonna get back on topic because we do have, of course, a lot more to go through a little bit later. But for those of you out there right now, spirit animals and your companions, let's just recap on that. Your spirit animal is not separate from you. Your spirit animal is you. Okay? It is your energy, but it is the energy based on the animal kingdom. Okay? And who you are, your place within this animal kingdom, right? So that's what I want you to kind of think of. Your spirit animal is you and how you resonate best with the animal kingdom. Your spirit animal is your spirit guide who is guiding you, whether they are guiding you through the resonation and unity of animals, or whether they are literally getting to you because they know that you resonate with animals more than you do with humans. So they're going to give you your information. If you see other animals around you, okay, just know that these are also spirits who are coming to you within animal form, because that is how you receive information best, right? That's how you receive information best. Now, does that mean, like, I'm a white lion, does that mean that I'm going to actively seek out lions to walk amongst them? No, not at all. But it is knowing that I can walk amongst them and feel perfectly free and feel perfectly at home and feel perfectly at ease, right? Because I am a lion, right? Because that's who I am. And I know I can walk through through some nice snow-capped mountains with my beautiful Lupe, who's the lovely lynx, and feel wonderful, right? So anyway, that's there. And again, to recap, your furry companions in the material, they are there for you. They are there to trigger parts of your heart that cannot be triggered otherwise or elsewise. And once they do, once you have made that bond and connection, they become your own personal USB, animal USB stick that will literally transmit information from this material, what you are thinking, because they are linked to you at that point, right? They've hit a certain part of your heart. Now you have a very strong ethereal connection with them. So anything that you do transfers through to that from that ethereal connection to them, and then is transferred from them to the ethereal, to go into the Akashic records, to go into the universal energy. So ensure that whenever you are recording anything, make it a good recording. Make it something that you want to watch again. Make it a part of your life where when you have to look, and by the way, what they record, so what Haskatomba has recorded for me, what Shayla has recorded for me, when I pass away and I want to reflect on this life, I'm going to be seeing her recordings. Okay? So at the end of the day, I don't like watching a boring movie. I hate boring movies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that anything that she is recording is going to be full of love, of excitement, of great decisions, of great choices, so that when I watch this movie, I can literally sit back with popcorn and just be like, ooh, this is going to be good, right? And I'm not going to sit there going, why? Stop! Why are you going to work? This is boring. Like, this, do something else. This is horrible. You know, I'm not going to do that. So let me get on here. Beta, you say, it's interesting what you've said, that animals vibrate on frequency of love. When I was at my lowest point in this cancer journey, I went out and purchased two more dogs, affordable and loving little chihuahuas that sit on my lap and show me so much love. I didn't know why, but needed to do it. Ah, see, that's it. I, like, literally, when I, thank you, Beta, that is a wonderful comment, because I definitely know. I was never really an animal person growing up, because for one, if you are not familiar, I am a mixed-race individual, okay? My father was Caucasian, and my mother was Caribbean, melanated Caribbean, very dark-skinned, and she's got a beautiful hue to her. Anyway, so I came out, right? And if you've ever grown up in a Caribbean kind of influence in your house, nobody does pets. Everybody doesn't like pets, and although I wanted pets as growing up, but I never had them. So of course, when I was an adult, I was never used to having pets. But I was just like, I want a cat. Why do I want a cat? What the heck? Why do I even want an animal? I'm like, I have children. It takes enough effort keeping them alive. Why do I even want to keep another being alive? But I had the calling to get a cat. And the thing is, Shayla, what she does for me, is she brings me back. Like, she literally lies on my chest. And if I'm ever finding it hard to connect with my heart, because sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes you're just like, you're not in the right frequency, or you're tired, or this, that. She can come lie on my chest, and she purrs, and the vibration goes straight through me, and I find my heart. If there's any pain, or if there's anything that is going on inside my chest, nah, she just purrs right there, and she brings me back to that vibration of love, which is the vibration of my heart. So, Beta, that was wonderful. Helen, I was moved up a year in primary school. Because you're beautiful, of course. Big Unique. Susan, yes, I purr for 4 legs to 2. Oh, you prefer 4 legs to 2 any day. Ah, so many people, right? And again, it's because when you're a source fractal, when you are a being of love, our furry 4-legged companions, or 2-legged, it doesn't matter, whoever they are, right? You know, they can help us really find that, right? Amanda, I can't join this live right now, but I'm excited for this one. Oh, good. Well, I'm hoping that you're able to come in a little later. Molly, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful, sweetie. Thank you. Okay. So, my dears, I think that concludes our little discussion today based on spirit animals and your own spirit animal and your canine. I keep saying canine companion, but you know, your animal companions that are here, right? Of course, if you found this information useful and you would like to share it, then please share it. Definitely share it. Other people should have this kind of stuff going on. Like, they should know about these kinds of things. When we have understanding, just think of how many individuals... sorry, I'm seeing these, and I may have to comment before I see this, but how many individuals believe that their spirit animal is separate from themselves, but don't realize that they can embody that animal and walk through nature as that animal, free and wonderful. So yes, please do share this. Sorry. Let's get Amber. I had a sinus infection, been miserable. My cat normally does his own thing, but this last few weeks he's been all over me. He knows when I need this love and comfort, right? It's beautiful. Charles, any thoughts about what the Bible says about meats? Yes, the Bible said that you should not eat meat. If you look at Genesis, if you're going for the King James Version or whatever, but if you look at Genesis, of course, chapter 1, verse 29, 29 and 30, it is a play on words. In the Bible, God said, of course, that you need to, all of the fruits of the trees will be your meat. All of the fruit of the trees, every plant-bearing seed will be for mankind. And every plant in general will be for the beasts or the animals and so forth. There was nothing that said that you eat the animals. Nothing that is there. So, Charles, I definitely recommend that you go have a look at Genesis again. Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, verse 30, and see how it is that is specifically said and worded. Nothing to do with eating meat. Pamela, Phoenix, far out. Thank you, Lacasse. Right? Beautiful. I love everybody. Okay. Wonderful. So that is it. Thank you ever so much. I'm going to be right back here with you for 6 p.m. Mary, I would love to tell you about a dream I had. Oh, Mary, please do. If you want to, please post it on my, sorry, Charles, sorry. Let me go back here. Mary, about your dream, please post it on my profile, or you can send me a message. I'm going to try to get back to messages. I've got like literally a list that is literally super long, so I don't know how many I'm going to get to. But if you want to tell me about it and we want to go through it, then please just message me. Charles, Old Testament animal sacrifices. Charles, you have to realize that the Bible is not all true. About 50% of it is completely and utter horseshit. You have to look at the Bible as some parts you take literal, other parts you take as theoretical, other parts you take as, like the kind of general guide in the story. Some is, of course, prophecy and so forth as well. So you gotta really look at the Bible with a really fresh set of eyes, but also understand that 50% of it is bullshit. And I tell you now, there is no way a higher frequency individual that vibrates on the level of love wants you to sacrifice any animal. You don't take the life of another, because every life is literally equal to your own. My life is just as equal to Haskatomba's or Shayla's here, to yours, to the bug, to the ant, to whatever. All of the energy is completely and utterly the same. We are all equal to each other, as we are all the same energy. So for me to cause pain, harm, and suffering to another animal or to another living being is basically me causing pain and harm and suffering to myself. All right? So we don't do that. So the Bible is bullshit on that one, my dear. Beta, you say, could you tell us more about the purpose of the spirit animals? Are they just messengers and record keepers, or is this more they do for us? Well, Beta, my dear, I want you to have a look at the beginning of this video, because like I say, your spirit animal, the purpose is you to embody yourself within the animal kingdom, so that you could walk amongst this earth both with humans and with animal as well, and change your energy so that your energy can embody this beautiful animal that literally walks in this kingdom. Oh, you're very welcome, Charles. I hope that works. Okay. Charles, killing seems dark, right? All this sacrificing crap in the Bible is like, no. You don't need to sacrifice anything. You don't need to sacrifice your children, your animals. You don't even need to sacrifice your own food. None of that. Literally, if you want enlightenment, if you want to reach the seventh heaven, if you want to find the gates of the kingdom of heaven, whatever you want to do, if you want to go see Source, if you want to vibrate at a higher frequency within Source, I don't care if you're biblical, I don't care if you're spiritual, I don't care if you're scientific, doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, you want to reach a higher purpose, no killing, no sacrificing, none of that. Just do good to yourself. Eat proper foods, eat vegetables, eat fruits. Live in love, live in light. Make decisions that feel good with your heart. Do that and you can't go wrong. Beta, what about putting down a suffering pet? Is that also bad? Should we let them die naturally? That is difficult, because at the end of the day, I I could not kill a pet. I could not kill a pet. If Haskatomba or if Shayla here was having a hard time, I would simply give her my energy and put the right things in her body, right? To keep her body well and let her body and her programming run its course. So when she is ready to pass, she's going to pass. And there's nothing I can do about that because that's the lifespan that she has. But that's the solution of a healer, right? That is literally what I do as a healer. If there's something wrong, I just heal them. And then let nature take its course. All right. If my pet is in pain, though, pain while they're suffering, Charles, you say CBD oil. Yeah, that's great. I know Haskatomba. She really likes the sativa. She really likes it. Sorry, Susan. If a vet is in agreement, I will put an animal to sleep if they do not need to suffer like we do. That's true. I think it totally depends on the circumstances as well. I know I couldn't take the life of an animal because I can't take the life of anything, really. I swear, if I hit a fly too hard, I'm like, oh no, did I curl it? And then I pick it up by the wing and I'm like, I'll just place you outside. You know, hopefully you'll fly away. It's just one of those things, right? So, anywho, all right. I'm going to come back at you in 50 minutes. And the next live we're going to do is going to be all about the system. Okay? So the system, what is it? How to recognize it so we can exit it. Because I've realized that so many individuals, when I'm talking about the system, they may just think, oh, just the government, or they may think just this, and I'm like, nah, it's deeper than that. We are all playing a game. The system is the game board, right? And it's how we're gonna interact with that game. So that's what's coming up at 6 o'clock. And Oh, Virgin, you say, when are you going to do more healing, Ness? My daughter is having bad stomach pains and she needs to work. Okay. And Molly, my rescue is for terminal and end of life. The animal tells me if it wants to go. Right? Molly, that's exactly what I'm kind of like. That's what I do. Same thing. I'll heal them and I'll go for that. Virgin, I'm going to be doing some healings. Not this evening, but no doubt I'm going to be doing some either tomorrow or Wednesday. So I will leave you guys with that. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I will be back in just a short amount of time. See ya.